Hi guys, it's Jenna here from Sweet Tooth Baking. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my fun new baking videos. Today we are making Halloween themed cookies and I'm so excited about this recipe. It's a 1-bowl chocolate cookie dipped in chocolate and then decorated for a Halloween themed party. Very easy to do, minimal tools are required for this, and the result is so beautiful. So without further ado, let's begin.
We're going to start by adding our butter to a bowl, and then we're going to add our sugar, and we're going to use an electric beater to mix it up until it becomes nice and fluffy. Then you can go ahead and add your egg and some vanilla. Continue to beat that up with your electric mixer, and then you can add your flour and baking powder. I like to mix with a spatula for a little while just to prevent flour from flying all over the place. Then I like to go back in with my electric mixer. Now we're going to add a sieve to the top of our bowl and add our cocoa powder. You have to sift your cocoa powder to make sure the lumps don't end up in your cookie dough. Your cookie dough is going to be quite thick, so you can go ahead and add your milk or liquid of choice. Mix it up again with your electric mixer, and then I like to take the cookie dough out of the bowl and onto the counter just to knead it with my hands. Now you can place the cookie dough back in the bowl and start scooping it out. So I'm using a big scoop, but I like to cut the cookies in half so that they're a little bit smaller. Roll them out in your hands, and then you can use the back of a glass to flatten the cookies slightly before you bake them.
Now to decorate these cookies, you're going to need a few things. I'm going to use some melting wafers, but another good alternative is to use baker's chocolate, which you can find in any grocery store. I wouldn't recommend using chocolate chips because I feel like they don't melt and harden as well as these other types of chocolate do, such as melting wafers. You also have the option of using candy melts, but a little bit less cocoa butter in those chocolate flavored candy melts. So going with a chocolate melting wafer is definitely a better option. You're also going to need a couple toothpicks, some sprinkles of choice, and white chocolate melting wafers or white candy melts will do perfectly well in this situation. So our first step here is to melt our chocolate. So I'm using a mix of milk chocolate and dark chocolate here. I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave in 30-second bursts until it becomes really nice and liquidy. We're gonna take our cookies and dunk them directly into the chocolate. This is the most exciting part because we have a chocolate cookie and now a chocolate coating on top. So if you're not a fan of chocolate, well, I don't know. Once we've dipped our cookie into the chocolate, we can just let that rest for a couple seconds. I like to tap the cookie down on the counter so that we can get rid of any of the air bubbles. The options for decorating at this point are pretty simple. So first we have some sprinkles. I'm using my own brand called Sweet Tooth Sprinkles. We have two types of Halloween sprinkles right now. We have Pumpkin Patch and Witch's Brew. I'm gonna use both just to decorate both the cookies because they are a little bit different from each other and I feel like it will give the batch variety. The second option, which is also a really easy and exciting option, is to make a little cobweb. So what we're going to do is melt this white chocolate and then we're going to place it into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can also use a Ziploc bag. For today, I'm using a Ziploc bag. So once the melted chocolate has been placed into the Ziploc, you just need to snip a little bit of the top of that corner off to create a small hole. Now what you're going to do is take your chocolate and draw little circles on top of your cookie. Make sure that the chocolate that you dipped your cookie into is still a little bit warm and melted, so that way you can make this cobweb design pretty well and easily. If your chocolate has hardened, you're not going to be able to make this cobweb design as smooth. So you have the option of just popping it in the microwave for a couple seconds, or you can just leave that one as a plain chocolate cookie. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to draw lines from the inside of the cookie out towards the edge. And as you do that, you're going to start creating the lines of the cobweb. Just continue on doing this for the rest of your cookies. At this point, I would recommend that you wait for at least 5 to 10 minutes for the chocolate to harden and cool a little bit before you enjoy. Once you've completed all those steps, you're going to have a really beautiful batch of Halloween themed cookies. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about these in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.